Hey everybody, my name's Trudy, One Grounded Angel. This is an angel card reading video for the week starting Monday the 6th of December through to the 12th, 2021. Hope you're all doing okay after those pretty rocky eclipses that we've had recently. We have a few more things happening before the year is out, so 2021 is not done with us yet, but we will be okay. So we'll just see what the cards have to help us, what advice they have, and this is pretty reassuring for Monday. It is a Celtic goddess called Irene, and the message is peace. The message here is actually beautiful. There is no need to worry as everything is working out beautifully. So super reassuring. What I love about this is the dolphins in the background, very spiritual animals, but my eyes keep getting drawn to this, this basket of food in this goddess's hand. So that's the reassurance of having abundance, that we'll have enough. There is enough for you. Do not worry about running out of time, out of money, out of food, whatever it is you're worried about, you have enough. And that's sometimes, well, often I would say, a major contributor to those feelings of, you know, a disruption to your peace is, there isn't enough for me, I'm running out. And if that is a big issue for you, I recommend you work with an energy healer, because it influences so much of how you show up in the world, in relationships, in career, as a parent, and you know, the way you take care of yourself or don't, certainly has an impact on how safe you feel in your life to make good choices. Tuesday's card here is standing firm. I am noble, brave and strong, it says. We had a similar message last Tuesday, I don't know if you remember, but we had a card all about strength. And I think strength is something that we often misunderstand. We think it's something that shows up in the big moments when we're going through the big challenges, that we call on that bravery and that strength. And for sure that is true, but we often need it every day in very small ways. Choosing to set a boundary with someone instead of going along with what they're saying because it feels easier at the time, even though it actually causes more drama in the long run. Or choosing to opt out of a commitment that we actually don't want to do, and which is going to suck too much time and energy out of our day that actually we need to replenish our reserves. So really standing firm. I do get a whiff of the advocacy energy coming in here, the being an advocate for, it could be someone else, maybe someone's being treated badly and you need to say something about that. It could be for yourself as well. If someone is trying to take advantage or treat you in a way that is absolutely not for your best good, then stand up here for yourself and say, no, that's not happening. Remember that being assertive doesn't mean aggressive. Sometimes people, particularly women, really struggle to set boundaries and to fight for fair treatment because they don't want to be seen as mean or nasty or difficult. But you know, sometimes we just have to take that risk, and some people will still see you as all those things, but that doesn't make it but that it shouldn't be a reason not to do it, because even if people don't like what you're doing, the alternative is going along with something that's really not great for you, simply so that people like you. And that's not actually a fair trade at all. It causes more pain in the long run. And your value doesn't come from what other people think of you, remember. Your job isn't to be compliant. Your job is to look after yourself, and sometimes that requires you to step outside of the boundaries of what other people might want or expect or hope for. Perhaps their expectations are the problem rather than your behaviour, which is usually the case, I find. A lot of people might be profiting from you being compliant. Wednesday's card is peace. So, silence, going along with this peace idea. We've had this, I would say, the last 2 or 3 weeks. This has been a really strong theme, this idea of needing to come back into that stillness within. I am serene no matter what is occurring around me. I touched on this last week, this idea of peace. It doesn't come from things outside you being okay or smooth or anything like that. It comes from within. So don't let yourself believe that peace comes from external circumstances. It's something you can have even in the midst of great chaos going on around you. That doesn't mean it's easy, of course, but sometimes peace is a conscious choice. And again, boundaries could be a main or a great route for you to take to get to that peace. Setting boundaries, choosing not to engage with certain people, not to read or watch certain material that might be provoking, choosing to do practice self-care, choosing to work on your own healing and personal development. That's a big one, so you're not constantly getting this trauma stuff coming up and preventing you from being more at peace in your life, all of those sorts of things. And of course, we've got the moon and stars here, so maybe getting more sleep would be the best thing you can do for yourself right now. And honestly, who doesn't need more sleep? The only people I can think of who don't need more sleep are my dogs, and they're not really people, are they? Well, I like to think of them as people. So all the humans I know are not getting enough sleep. So here we go for Thursday, believe and trust. We've had this very recently. Don't ask me when, I cannot remember. I always love the pastel colours and this beautiful illustration. Believe and trust are probably two of the cornerstones in my work as an energy healer. If we can believe that we are safe, we'll be able to trust that the universe is looking after us. I touched on that earlier with that abundance stuff. Often people think about trust as something that comes from their relationships, but the focus doesn't need to be on trusting other people. It needs to be on trusting yourself. So that if something's wrong, you can trust you, or things aren't going well, you can trust yourself to do something about it. To say, no, hang on a second, I'm not being treated fairly here. This is what I need from this situation. So we often need to trust ourselves and trust the universe that we deserve that we can do that and still be safe and still be secure. So that trust and safety stuff is all so interwoven. We do tend to fall into that trap of thinking, I need my partner to do this, this, and this so I can trust them. And we can't control what a partner does, but we can trust ourselves to know, here's a red flag and it's time I did something about that, rather than I'm just going to blindly trust that everything's okay. And the believe word may be talking about your relationship with spirituality, about needing to address what your belief systems are. Maybe you have some core beliefs that are not serving you. This is just coming to me now. Maybe you are operating from a belief that danger is just around the corner. So you're constantly in hypervigilance mode of something going wrong. And that is preventing you from trusting that you can be okay, that you can make the right decisions for yourself, or even the wrong decisions and be okay anyway. Your ability to trust is going to be impaired by that core belief. And working with a spiritual coach, shaman, and energy healer to address core beliefs is really important, because we don't change core beliefs by trying to tell ourselves or do affirmations of the opposite belief. For example, if your belief is, I'm not good enough, trying to tell yourself, I deserve good things, is only going to have limited success, because core beliefs don't sit in this cognitive level, they sit now deep in our subconscious. So you do need a healer who can access that deeper layer. It's sitting in deep in your energy, it's in your subconscious, it's not there in your conscious mind. You can't just try to convince yourself something different. Friday is wise soul. Your soul carries ancient wisdom. For those of you who are feeling called to embark on a spiritual path, this is absolutely speaking to you. Please follow it. You don't have to do this professionally. This was one of my big issues when I stepped into a spiritual path. I didn't want to be doing what I'm actually doing now. I was only interested in my own personal and spiritual development. And there's nothing wrong with that. But eventually it got to a point where I was learning so much that I realized there were so many people who needed me to pass on what I'd learned. And I had to do a lot of work to get comfortable with being more visible, I guess. So if you are struggling if you feel that you are being called to share your message with the world and you're struggling with fears around that, again, work with a healer. You'll probably need some help at a deep level to help you with that. That energetic stuff to give you the support. If that's not for you, this may be just simply telling you that your intuition is correct. So you are very wise, and something that has been coming up for you, maybe it's a feeling or a vision you've been having, or a repeated theme in your dreams. Trust that, because you are wise and you do have the ability to access some very deep ancient knowledge, so trust in it. I think I've said this before, but people often talk about certain people being a wise soul or an old soul, and not realizing that we're actually all old souls. We've all had multiple lifetimes. We've reincarnated multiple times. So it's not saying that you are particularly more evolved than other people. It's just saying your soul may have made a contract to share some work with the world or to heal a particular aspect, and maybe what the universe is nudging you to do right now is to fulfill that. So if you're getting nudged to address a particular issue in your life, maybe there's going to be some benefit for that. Maybe it's what you have been carrying for a number of lifetimes and now it's the time for you to address it. I am rabbiting on, aren't I? Sorry about that. Saturday's card here is Guardian Angels. So let's do some Angel 101. Everybody has guardian angels, at least 2, I believe. Could be wrong. No one's an expert on this stuff. Assigned to them from birth that stay with them no matter what. No matter what choices you make, they never, never, never leave you. So please don't worry that they are judging you and that they have abandoned you or anything like that. They're still with you. On top of that, you can be assigned different ones if you're going through particular challenges in your life. You can get extra angelic support. And there is a realm of archangels. I talk about these from time to time, particularly Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Raphael. They've come up recently. There's lots of others as well, but I don't know about lots. I think it's probably about 12. I'm not an expert on angels, angelology, because I don't have that desire to have the intellectual understanding of it. I just trust in what is right for me. Sometimes people will come to me wanting to know the names of their guardian angels. I don't know, I can't help you with that, but you can probably figure it out if you use your intuition, if it's something you really want to know. It's not important to me because they're not human. I don't feel that I need those aspects of a human relationship, i.e. a name and an identity. I don't need that with the angelic realm or with my spirit guides, etc. But I do understand some people have that interest. So maybe this is telling you to delve into that if that feels like something you're called to do. But maybe it's just reassuring you that you're okay. The person, the human depicted here, looks like they're really in despair. And here's his angel. So right beside them, almost translucent. And so maybe that's what you need, is that reminder that you're not alone. People who are here as light workers, who have a very deep spiritual connection, often feel like they don't belong here and that they're all alone because they know how different they are. That has been my experience throughout my life and will continue to be. So having this understanding that you're not alone, you have these spiritual realms of beings around you that you can call on, that you can talk to, that you are supported by, is very reassuring. And maybe that reassurance is what you need most of all right now. So that is Saturday. I don't know what has happened here. I've missed a card deck. I haven't done this card deck. Sorry about that. That was me. Failure to count once more. Nothing new there. Sunday's card is Serena. Love this because the word serene is coming up beautifully, aligns with that peace, silence, stillness stuff that has been so strong for us. Interestingly, this card is actually more about abundance than it is about serenity, but I think if that speaks to you, go with it. I am the angel of abundance. You will receive the money that you need, and God is in charge of how that will happen. Have faith. So again, that message of needing to have faith and trust is really strong, and knowing, trusting that you'll have enough of what you need, and maybe that's what you need to. Having that trust will help you. That will be an avenue for you to feel that's a greater level of peace instead of being in that fear-based kind of energy of freaking out about what's going to happen and how's it going to be resolved. Because the human side of us wants to know how things are going to work out so we can trust them. But as the spiritual side of us knows that we don't need to know how the story ends. We can sit in the uncertainty and still know that we are safe and trust in that. We trust the universe to direct the solution to us when the time is right and in the manner that is best for our highest and greatest good. So again, peace and stillness coming up strong. I think if you're in a Western country where it is, the Christmas build up, you're probably feeling a little bit stressed with end of year sort of gatherings and commitments, and you've got potentially Christmas shopping and family obligations to work through. So finding time for peace may sound like a little bit of a tall order right now, but it can be done. And even if you're only getting 5 minutes a day to sit and just breathe deeply into your belly, that's going to have huge benefits for you. And again, this idea of trusting that I spoke about, it's very strong. Trusting we have enough trusting we're safe, trusting it's going to work out. Beautiful reassurance coming through. So that's it for the week. I'll be back next week, and it's almost the last one for the year, almost the last video coming up. We are going through this year so quickly. I hope December is going well for you. I know things are a little bit turbulent, but it's okay. We are safe, and we are loved, and we are not alone. Take care of yourselves. I'll be back next week. If you would like to know more about my work, there is a lot of information on my website, onegroundedangel.com, onegroundedangel.com. I am an energy healer who works via Zoom, so I have clients all over the world. If you want to know more about that, usually gets pretty busy in January because it's when a lot of people are thinking about their personal development and what they want to work on, noticing the hurdles that are getting in the way and wanting to really address those, and that's something I can certainly help with. Also, you can find out more about me on Instagram. If you're not already following me, my handle is @OneGroundedAngel. My Facebook page is also OneGroundedAngel. Thank you for being here, and have a terrific week.